In this video, I wanted to go over high pass and low pass filters on an equalizer. Where would you use them? How would you use them? And then some kind of fun little EQ thing that you can do with them. So let me show you how to do it. So one place to use a high pass filter is on guitars. When you have a mix with a bunch of instruments, sometimes the guitars can cloudy up the low end because you have a bass guitar and drums in that same area in a mix. So the guitars don't really need to be in the area of the bass and the drums, or the kick drum, which are the lowest things in a mix normally for a general rock pop song. Okay, so I'm going to pull up an analyzer here so you can see what the guitar is doing. Okay, so you can see by having this analyzer on that there's some low end energy here in the guitar that's really not needed. This is an area that you would normally have your kick drum and your bass guitar in. So by removing it, turning it off on the guitar, it leaves more room for the kick drum and the bass guitar. So a high pass filter, HPF. I'm going to engage it here by turning it on. You have this here, and as you turn it, it will get tighter and tighter. So you can see the slope here, it's tighter, right? You can see. So you have the option to, when you use a high pass filter, to make it abrupt or make it kind of tailor slow like this. So as I go higher, you can see this gets more straight. And that means it's cutting off a lot more, as opposed to this, where it's cutting off but kind of slowly, right? And I'll show you that now. If you watch, I'm going to turn this equalizer on and off, and it's basically just a high pass filter. So it's just cutting 70 hertz and lower on the guitar. And watch what happens to the analyzer when I do that. And when it's gray, the EQ's on, the high pass is on. And when it's blue, it's off. So watch this area once again. Can you see the difference? I'll do this one more time. When I turn it on, you'll see that there's nothing under this area anymore. Okay, so once again, here's off. See all that low end energy? Off. So that's one way that you can clean up a mix, just by going through your mix and finding things like this, like guitars are common. You can find other instruments that are maybe taking up space that they don't need to. There's only so much space in a mix. And by getting rid of some of the mud that isn't really sound or complementary sound, you can clean up your mix. So let's hear it with the band. When I turn it on, almost instantly the bass guitar kind of comes out more, to where you can hear the distinction of the bass. And the guitars still sound good and clear, and it gets rid of the mud. Let's talk about low pass filter. So for a low pass filter, one use would be a bass guitar. And let's play the bass guitar with no EQ, and let's see what happens here. As you can see, above 8 here and even as high as 16, there's some sound. On a bass guitar, there's really no useful sound in this area. One thing you can do is you can take an EQ and you would do the opposite. Instead of turning off the low end like we did on the guitars, you turn off the high end on the bass. And on the low pass, it's the same thing. You pick the frequency you want it to start at, and then you tell it how abrupt do I want to cut it. As you can see here, this is almost straight up and down. It's saying everything on this other side, the white side, I don't want any sound over there from this instrument. And let's watch this area here as we turn it on and off. And this is what's going to happen. We're going to turn off the high end on the bass, and let's watch here. You can see this area right here, that when it's bypassed, there's a lot more activity in here. You can see when I turn it on, it goes way over here. So I get a lot back, and that leaves room for vocals and guitars. Okay, I said there was another thing that you can use high pass and low pass. Of course, there's many things. These are just a couple ideas for you. Use them on drums, use them snare drum to get rid of the bass drum in the snare drum, etc. But here's one kind of fun thing to use it on. Okay, so here's a fun thing to do with a high pass and low pass, and it was kind of popular a few years back, but if you take the high pass and the low pass and you bring them both up quite a bit, put it on a vocal, you get a neat telephone sound. Let's listen. Here's without.
And ask her to dance. I hope this will lead to some fine romance.
And then let's hear it on.
And ask her to dance. I hope this will lead to some fine romance. Ooh, I fell in love.
So that's kind of a fun way to use a high pass and low pass filter. So have fun with this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.